I hope everybody's doing well during this strange times, right? And stop. Let's change direction. Move those shoulders in the opposite direction. And really pull them up as high as you can, as far forward, as far down, and as far back as you're able. Really get a nice full circle. And this is going to warm those joints up. Get some fluid so they'll be ready to lift some weights. Nice. We're going to take one arm and we'll make big circles. And as you make that circle, follow it with your body. So I follow it forward and I follow it all the way back. And so then I feel that stretch all the way down as it connects to my hip right here. Really opening up the front of your body also. Nice big circles. I can see those arms moving. Awesome work. One last full circle. Nice. And we'll switch direction. Remember, have your whole body follow, so you're going to look behind and bring it forward. Look behind. One last circle. Nice. We're going to rest this hand. We're going to move to this side. So if you need to scoot over in your chair so you have some room, let's do a big circle with the opposite arm. Follow that arm around. Again, you want to feel that stretch all the way down your side of your body where it connects with your hip. Under your arm, across your chest, everything's opening up. One last time. We'll stop, change direction. Follow it around. Two more. One, two. And rest. Very nice. All right. Keep your hands on your knees so that we keep our shoulders stable. And we're going to look to the right and look to the left. So look over to the right and then look to the left. You should feel that stretch right along the muscles of the neck where it connects with the shoulder. As you're going side to side, take those eyes and let those eyes stretch just a little more so that the muscles around your eyes are getting a little bit of a workout. Extend that gaze as far as you can behind you. Nice. Look back to the front. Now we're going to look up and down. We'll go ahead and look up towards the ceiling. And down towards the floor, keeping your body stable. As you look up, extend your chin out just a little bit. That way you feel that stretch all the way down your neck and into your chest area here. Up and down. One last time up and down. Nice. Leaving your hands on your knees, we're going to pull our body forward and look up and push back. And then we stand sideways so you can kind of see. So I pull forward, arching my back and looking up, push, curl that back and look down. Look up and look down. It's kind of like a cat-cow in the yoga class, warming up that spine, back and forth. One more time, both directions. Nice, and back to center. We're going to continue warming up that spine by having our hips go in a circle. Actually, it's our rib cage moving around. So you can keep your hands on your knees or you can put them on the chair. But what you want to do is to move that rib cage in a circle. And so now we're warming up that spine in a different direction. We're also engaging these muscles that are connected to the hip. So let's make some big circles with our body. One last time. We're going to stop and let's go the opposite direction. And all the way to the front. Nice job. Let's realign our hips. Make sure that your hips and your knees are aligned. Your knees are going straight out and then your feet are going directly down beneath you. So hopefully the chair that you're sitting in, you're connecting to the floor. And from this position, I'm going to put my right hand onto my left knee. And then I'm going to do a nice little twist. I'm going to look behind me. And as I do so, extend that gaze just a little further. Release and come front. Opposite side. Look behind. And come back to the front. Nice. We're going to do that same move, only we're going to add a little twist here. We're going to cross our knee over. And so now I put my right knee over my left leg, and I'm going to move and twist in one direction, looking back. And forward. Just add a little bit more of a twist on the hips here. Let's change direction. And come back forward. Nice. We're going to uncross those legs. Let's cross the left leg over the right. And twist to the back. Come back forward. Don't forget to extend those eyes just a little bit. And twist to the opposite direction. And come back forward. Go ahead and uncross those legs. Great work. We're going to stick those arms out. We're going to start with our circles. I'm going to do some small circles here. Warm those arms up. This is a great way to keep those arms toned. No weights are necessary. Let's move those circles to medium size. If I was a little closer, you'd hear my shoulders popping. Let's make those circles big. Imagine though you have weights in your hands, right? As you're doing this, you could imagine that you're holding some heavy weights as you're circling around. Feel those shoulders warming up. Stop at the top of the circle. Let's switch direction. Nice job. I can see you moving out there. Great work. Let's move to medium circles. You should feel those shoulders warming up. Feel some heat inside those shoulders. And we're going to move to small circles. And relax those arms. Whew, good job. I could feel that right on the deltoids, right on the top here, and even under the arm. Good work. All right, we're going to open those arms like cactus arms, so my elbows are bent. And let's imagine that we've got a big ball in front of us, and we're going to squish that ball. And then when our hands connect, now someone ties them with rubber bands, and we're going to pull those rubber bands apart. And so these are isometric. So this is working out without the weights, but remember, we're going to see it in our mind that we have this heavy ball that it's really hard to push and then pull apart. And let's do 10 of those. So 1, squish, pull it apart. 2, pull it apart. 3, 4, 5, 6, pull them apart. 7, 8, 9, really squish hard. 10, last one. Ooh, really squish that ball. Pull it apart. 10, all right, rest those arms. Take a deep breath in. Don't forget to sip some water through the session, unless it's your weight, right? All right, let's put our hands at the side, and we're gonna imagine that we've got dumbbells that we're pulling up, okay? So my hands are in fists. I've got the rings, almost like the kettlebells, right? And I'm gonna raise them up and put them back down. And let's do this for a count of 10. 1, lift them up, rest them back down. 2, and back down. 3, back down. 4, 5, keep your back nice and straight. 6, tilt those hips back. 7, 8, keep your abdomen nice and tight. 9, 10, and relax. Good job. Let's do that one more time. Hands at your side. Grab those kettlebells, and we're going to lift up. 1, and back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last time. Maybe you're going to grab a heavier kettlebell this time. 10, pull it up and let it go back down. Nice. Go ahead and put your right hand on the side of your chair. Take that left arm up, and let's do a nice side bend here. I'm going to stretch all the way down the side. You might feel it connecting right there to the hip. If your hip wants to lift up, make sure it's secured down. So you're going to push this hip down as this arm is extending up. So you've got dual action, one side going up, other side going down. Really extend. And bring that arm down. Let's switch opposite side. Stretch that arm up. Don't let that hip raise up. Really push it down. Push in opposing directions. And put that arm down. Let's raise that left arm up. Extend it up as far as you can. Now let's pull that arm back. So let's do this. So I'm leaning back just a bit to open up a little bit more across the chest. So my arm is up, but then I'm leaning back. And then that stretch moves and it goes to the front of my abdomen as I do a nice stretch. And let's bring that arm down. Let's try this on the opposite side. Bring that arm up. You're going to extend towards the ceiling and then open back. And so I'm opening back up to open up this armpit all the way down to the front of my abdomen. And bring that arm back down. Nice job. All right. We're going to work our sides a little bit here. And so I'm going to have you imagine that you're reaching down to grab something from the ground. And at the same time, you're going to reach up to the ceiling and you're going to grab like a rope that's hanging from the ceiling. So you grab something off the ground and from the ceiling and pull it together to the center. And so then we're going to switch to the opposite side and pull them together. I introduced this last week, and on the next day I could really feel my sides, and I thought, oh, this is a good workout because it really works these muscles on the side of your body here. So let's do 10 of these. So reach down and up, pull it together. That's 1. Reach the opposite side. 2, 3, pull them together. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. Let's go ahead and take a rest. Take a deep breath in. We're going to do that move one more time, so make sure you have a secure position. Back is straight. And when your back is straight, make sure you're not arching and sticking your hips forward. You want to pull those hips back so that your back is nice and straight. And so you have to do a little bit more of a work out with your abdomen in, holding it in. So even though we're turning sideways, you want to keep that abdomen tight, keep that back straight, and you do that by tilting those hips back. So go ahead and hold that abdomen in, tip those hips back. We're going to lean down as if we're picking something up off the ground and pulling from the ceiling. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Nice work. Okay. So we're going to be lifting our feet now. So you can see my feet as they come up here. So if you want more of a workout, you're going to sit on the edge of your chair. And so when you lift your feet up, you're using your abdomen to do that. You can hold on to the chair for stability. If today maybe your body needs a little more support, you can sit back in your chair and lift those legs up. And that way only the muscles of your legs are working and not so much of your abdomen. So find the position that works for you today. And let's lift those feet up and back down. We'll do 10 of those. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Good job. Nice work. Oh, I can feel my abdomen working on that one. So let's do that move again. So go ahead and find a good position. If you need to hold on again, go ahead and hang on if you can lean back. Let's lift those legs up 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep your back straight. 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Good job. A little more work on the abdomen and working the top of the legs right here. We're going to hold those legs out and flex those toes back towards you. So as I lift my legs up, I pull those toes back towards me. So I get more of tension in my legs through here. And so I get a little stronger workout. So pull those toes towards you, and let's count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Great job. Let's lift those legs up again. Point those toes back towards you. Keep that abdomen nice and tight. Back is nice and tall. Let's count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Nice job. Go ahead and put your hands on your knees and push down against those knees. As you push down, I want you to lift up against those hands. And so I'm lifting up onto my tiptoes, and so my knees are pushing. My knees are pushing against my hands as I push down. And so I can feel it here in my abdomen, I can feel it in the back of my arms here, and I feel it on the top of my legs. And so go ahead and lift up, and let's hold, pushing, count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Whew, good job. That was a tough one. Okay, so we're going to find our weights. So if you have weights at home, again, I borrowed some weights from Vessel House, so I happen to have some at home. But it's okay if you do not. You can use a water bottle. That's okay. Whatever you decide to use, make sure that you can hold it in your hands. We're going to be raising up over our heads, and I don't want anyone to have anything that's difficult to hang on to that might slip and fall onto your head. So let's go ahead and take our weights. Palms up. Hold them out in front of you. This is our bicep curl. This is when we're going to curl them up. Let's count to 10. 1, lift them up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Take a deep breath. If you don't have anything at home, if you don't have weights or water bottle, remember, our minds are very powerful. Imagine you've got those heavy weights in your arms. Works just as well. Another count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. I'm going to take those weights and turn them so they're facing each other. So now my palms are facing in, and I'm going to lift that weight up. So I'm going to lift that weight up almost as if I have a hammer that I can push down. So you're going to lift the weights up, still working the biceps, but when they go down, imagine that you're pushing hard against something. Maybe you've got that big ball that you're going to push up against again. This is going to add an extra bit of a workout going up and down. So let's bring them up, 1, and then push down, 2. Push them down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Take a rest. If your arms or your shoulders are creeping up as you do this exercise, let's loosen them up, bring them up, back, and drop them down. Only our biceps are working on this one, and then our triceps in the back. Don't let these shoulders take on any of that tension. Go ahead and set up. Palms facing each other, arms straight down. Let's lift those weights for a count of 10. 1. Push it down. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Push down hard. 10. One last time. Push, push, push. Awesome job. Go ahead and rest those arms out to the side of your chair. We're going to raise our arms up like airplanes and then let them back down. So find a comfortable position. Again, shift those hips back. Back is nice and straight. Let's lift our arms up for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Watch those shoulders. Loosen them up. We're going to take those weights and open those palms up. And we're going to lift up with our palms facing up. This is a little bit harder. You're going to feel a lot of weight right here on the biceps, but a little bit heavier than what we're used to. So let's go ahead and start. Count of 10. 1. Lift up. Palms open. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. 10. And release. Good job. Go ahead and rest those weights on your knees in front of you. We're going to lift those weights out in front. So if I were to turn sideways, back straight, tilt those hips back, arms go straight out and back down. And let's lift these weights for a count of 10. 1. And back down. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Watch that back. 8. 9. 10. Great job. Let's rest those arms at the side. Same cycle. We're going to do all 3 again, but let's do for a count of 8. Lift them up in airplane arms for a count of 8. 1. Back down. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last one, 8. Nice. Switch those palms so they're facing up. Watch those hips, pull them back, straighten your back. Let's lift those arms up for a count of 10, I'm sorry, 8. 1, scared you there, huh? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last one, 8. Nice. Put those weights on the front of your legs, right on your knees. Let's lift those arms for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Watch your back, keep it straight. 5, 6, 7, last one, 8. And relax, nice. Deep breath in, wash those shoulders, loosen them up. You kind of want to crawl up. Same cycle, this time for a count of 6. Arms at your side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice job. Open up those palms for a count of 6. Let's lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way down. Nice. Place those weights on your knees. Last count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And back down. Good job. Nice job. Let's hold those weights at our chest. Elbows are up, almost as if I've got my knuckles, like I'm doing a knuckle bump here. Elbows are up. And we're going to open those arms up and close them back up again. Let's do this for a count of 10. 1, open up. Take those shoulder blades as tight as you can and close up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. And relax. Whew, that's a tough one. Take a deep breath in. Make sure your neck, your shoulders are loose. Check your feet, check your hips. Tilt those hips back. Make sure your back is flat. Arms at your chest. Bring those elbows up. And let's go out for a count of 8 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one, 8. And relax. Ooh, good job. One last cycle. Let's do 6. Bring those hands together, elbows up. Count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way back and relax. Good job. Take a deep breath in. If you need to sip some water, nice time you've got some water. Loosen up those shoulders. So I'm going to take these weights and I'm going to lift my palms up. So if you can see, I'll get a little closer. So my hands are up and I'm holding them up. And I'm going to bring my arms out. So this is the move here. That way you can see that. Okay. So my palms, as much as I can, are facing the ceiling. And we're going to open those arms up and swing them back down. And let's do this for a count of 10. 1, swing those weights up and back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Bring them up and then rest them all the way back down. And that's a new one for us, and I can really feel it pulling on the top of the shoulder. And because our muscles haven't learned this one, we're just going to do that one once, and we'll see how we feel. And then we'll add more next week. I'm going to take those weights, lift them up on your shoulders, almost as if you're holding a tray. I like to open my palms because when I close them, I have a tendency to really grasp hard, and I want to open, relax my hands. This is only going to be working these biceps here. And let's push up towards the ceiling for a count of 10. 1, back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Good job. Nice. And I had a little sighting of a bear, but I noticed you guys really can't see him. You know, we're all hiding bears. There's my little bear. The bear in the corner. Okay. Another deep breath in. Bring those weights up. This time we're going to lift for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, keep your abdomen tucked, 8, and relax. Nice. Oh. We have one more rep. This time we're going to do for a count of 6. Bring those weights up. If you want to add a little bit more of a workout across your chest, open those arms up so you can see you can lift them up here, or if you pull them open, you'll get a little bit more of a workout across the chest. We'll do that on our last rep here for a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. Good job. Nice. So let's put those weights on our knees, and we did this without the weights. We're going to lift up on our tiptoes and drop them back down. But this time we have weights on our legs as we lift up and go back down, and we lift up. And when you lift up onto your tiptoes, I want you to really tighten that calf muscle. I'm going to give that calf muscle a bit of a workout by pulling it nice and tight. Go ahead and rest those weights on your knees. Find a position where you can lift your toes up, and let's lift up for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's hold it. Go pull up on those tiptoes as high as you can. Tighten up that calf. Pull it really tight. Hold it, hold it. Hold in that abdomen. Straighten that back. And release. Nice. I'm going to do that one more time for another count of 10. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Now relax. Make sure your body is in the correct position. Feet are flat on the ground. Back is straight. Tilt those hips back. And let's lift for another count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, let's hold. Go up on those tiptoes. Tighten up those calf muscles. Go up higher on those tiptoes as high as you can. Tighten up that calf. Hold that abdomen in. Keep your back nice and straight. Don't forget to breathe though. And release. Great job. Good work. Let's drop those weights to the side. We'll give our arms a little bit of a break here. We're going to drop down to the right, and we're going to bring that right arm up. And then we're going to drop to the left, bringing the right arm up. So let's do this for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the way back down and take a break. Good job. Okay, watch those hips. Make sure they're tilted back. Make sure your back is nice and flat. Put those hands to your side. Same move for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back. We have one more rep. Take a deep breath in. If you need to take a sip of water. Drop those weights to your side. Let's do it for one more time. Count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then back down. Nice. Put those weights or water bottles together, whatever you're holding, or maybe you're just using your hands. I'm going to put them to the left side, and then I'm going to have you move them to the right side. But don't use the muscles in your arms. You want to use the muscles across your torso here. So you're using these muscles to pull those weights. So we're going to really work these side muscles. And let's shift these weights for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the way across and back to center. Good job. I'm going to do that one more time. Go ahead and take a breath in. Make sure the shoulders are still loose. And drop those weights to one side. Let's twist over for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. all the way across and back to center. Great job, good work. I can already feel it right here. This is a good workout for our sides, our obliques. We're gonna lift those weights up over our head, drop our elbows, and so we're gonna do this tricep lift. Let me turn sideways so you can see this. My weights are going up and dropping them down and lifting them back up. And so you can decide whether you want one weight, both your weights, your water bottles, or just gonna use your hands for this exercise here. So let's lift those arms up towards the ceiling, bend the elbows, and we're gonna lift for a count of 10. 1, 2, keep that abdomen tight. 3, 4, straighten your back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up, and then go ahead and release. Good job. All right, this one really gets up in the shoulders here, so let's loosen up those shoulders. Pull them all the way back and let them relax. Release any tension that you're holding right there. Take a deep breath in. Let's do this second rep for a count of 8. Arms straight up. Drop those elbows for a count of 8. Let's lift those weights or hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the way up and release. Good work. Nice. Check those shoulders. Release them. Nice. We have one last rep. This will be a rep of 6. Go ahead and reach those arms up. Bend those elbows. Let's count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, all the way up. 6. And release. Woo, good job. Nice work. Good job. All right, we've got a few minutes left. Let's set these weights down, and we're going to be moving our legs. And so let's put the weights where you can move your legs safely. So I'm going to put mine way out in front here. So we're going to find a comfortable position where we can lift our knees up. And so what we're doing is we're using our abdomens to do this lift. And so you can hang on to the chair to help lift those legs up. You can lean back against the chair if this helps your abdomen lift them up if today you need a little more support. Or you can not use your hands and lift those legs up, which is a little harder. And so we're going to lift those knees up, find a comfortable position for a count of 10. So let's get going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, that was tough. All right. Go ahead and push your hands against the chair and let's push against that chair. Working the arms just a little bit, push against the chair. This is also straightening the back, releasing a little bit of tension in the back after those abdomen lifts. And release. All right. We're going to lift those knees again, this time for a count of 8. You can kind of tell where your body is right now. If you need to hang on to the chair, lean back against the back of the chair, or hold your arms up. Let's do for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew, nice. All right. That was tough. So when I do that lift, I can really feel some tension on my lower back. So we're going to loosen up that back just a bit. Keep your legs out in front of you. I'm going to go ahead and lean forward. So let me go this way so you can see me. My back is nice and flat as I lean forward. And so now I'm getting a stretch across these muscles here. And I can feel my lower back opening up. Oh, that feels good. If you feel like you can't today, let those arms drop down, let your head drop down. Remember to breathe. Take a couple deep breaths as you're leaning over. And go ahead and walk your hands back up. Nice. We're going to do that same move, only this time we're going to do it with our legs apart. So hopefully you're sitting in a chair where your legs can go apart on the outside of the legs. Got a nice wide stance with my feet. I'm going to put my elbows down on my knees and let my belly kind of hang down in between. So I can feel the release in my back, but I also feel a nice opening on the inside of my thighs right here. Let's go ahead and put your hands all the way down to the ground now, if you can, and let that head drop. Remembering to breathe, take deep breaths in. Go ahead and work up, put your elbows back onto your knees. From here, I'm going to push those legs open. So I take my hands, push them against my calves. As I push open, I can feel a nice stretch on the inside of my thighs. And you can put some resistance by pushing your knees in as you're pushing out. A little bit more, just push against each other. And then let's relax down one more time. And go ahead and bring those arms back up, back all the way up. Put those legs back together. We're going to loosen up the hips a little bit more by putting our right leg across our left knee here. So I've got my nice figure 4 here, and I'm going to lean forward. And so what I'm doing when I'm leaning forward is I'm keeping my back nice and straight. You don't want to bend your back, because then what you're doing is you're stretching these back muscles. You want to stretch these hip muscles, and you do that by leaning forward with a straight back. So let's go ahead and lean forward over that leg as far as you can today. Remember to breathe. If you feel tension in this hip, imagine that breath coming in through that tension and out through the tension. You can actually breathe through your hip. As you do so, maybe you can sink down just a little lower. This is a great hip opener. Releases a lot of tension, especially now because we're not getting out like we usually do. Hopefully some of you are still being out in the yard, taking a walk along the bosque. The restriction of distancing ourselves does not exclude us being able to go outside. I think that the sunshine is really good for our health, being out in nature. Go ahead and push your body back up. We're going to let that leg drop so it's still crossed, and I'm going to go forward again. Feel a nice release in the lower back. And come back up. Let's release that leg. Let's take that left foot over the right knee. Body's nice and tall. Lean forward. Feel that stretch right through the lower hip here, or the upper hip. Breathe into that tightness. Take the breath in and lean. Take the breath in. As you release, maybe you can lower just a little bit more. Nice. Bring your body back up. Let's drop that leg over. So now I have a cross leg on the opposite side. And I'm going to bring my body forward. And bring your body back up. Let's uncross those legs. Scoot your body all the way back in the chair. We're going to open those arms up wide And let's lean back. And if you have a sturdy back of your chair, go ahead and let your head fall back. Please don't do this if your chair is not sturdy and it will not hold you, or if you can scoot against the wall. So I don't want you falling backwards. But we're going to release our chest and our back by leaning back. And bring your body back forward. Nice. We're going to do that one more time. Bring those arms up. Reach as high as you can. Lean back. Open them up. Let your head fall back. And come back forward. Nice. And one last move. Let's do our eye exercises. I actually made a little video. I posted it on the Facebook page on Vessel Health. And just as a reminder, you want to be moving those eyes around. When we're spending so much time at home, we might be reading books or watching television or doing something where our eyes aren't getting that motion that they need to keep them lubricated and healthy. And so let's start by looking up to the right and then looking down to the left. And let's